sa pagkakatanda ko na i-upload ko na sa Schoology natin last week pa. So siguro hindi inopen ng iba or hindi na review ng iba, pero last week pa siya nandoon. So pagka may mga gantong situation lang, reviewin po natin. Ano po? So again, kunin po natin yung calculators natin. So we'll start. So na-discuss na natin to, Inuj.
Ma'am?
Na-discuss na ba natin to, si ethanol?
Opo. Yung
Ayan,
350.0 grams po.
Ayan pala. So, tapos na pala tayo with the mole fraction. So, balikan lang natin. So, in this problem, thank you, Inod siya. So, we have to calculate for the mole fraction. So, may given tayo dito na mass of our ethanol, which is 65.0 grams, and the mass of our H2O, which is 350.0 grams. Hinahanap sa atin ay si mole fraction. So, for our solution, katulad ng sinabi kanina, we have to get first the molar mass, which is we have here the molar mass of our ethanol and the molar mass of our H2O. So, calculate lang natin yan, tapos i-add. Then, step 2, compute natin si mole. 65.0 grams, that is the mass, divided by the molar mass, which is 46.06 gram per mole. So, kaya siya naging 46.1 kasi kinonvert ko na dahil 3SF lang tayo. Next, answer grams, that will give us an answer of 1.41 mole. Next, step 2 pa din tayo, the mole of our H2O. We have 350.0 grams divided by 18.0 kasi 3SF lang tayo. So, cancel grams ulit tayo. That will give us an answer of 19.4 mole. And then, for the last step, we will now compute for the mole fraction, or your X ethanol is equal to 101.41 mole over 1.41 mole plus 19.4 mole. Cancel mole, that will give us an answer of 0.0678. And step 3, for H2O, ganun din yung gagawin natin, 19.4 mole divided by 1.41 mole plus 19.4 mole, that will give us an answer of 0.932. Kung titignan ninyo sa book class, kung meron man kayong book na ginagamit natin sa Phoenix at sa iba pang mga resources, hindi nila ganyan pinapakita yung computation. Yung iba merong value ng molar mass, magugulat kayo saan ang galing, saan nakuha, and so on. So kapag ka nag-discuss ako lalo ng computation, pinapakita ko talaga kung saan nakukuha yung value, saan ang gagaling, saan siya, hindi siya biglang sumulpot. So, at hindi, sa book kasi usually shortcut na rin yung ginagawa nila. May mga computation na wala ng step by step kasi nga grade 12, ina-assume ng book na grade 12 na kayo, so kahit papano, mabilis na kayong pumick up pagdating sa solution. So, shortcut na lang, tuloy-tuloy na lang yung computation and all. Kaya tinatry natin na step by step. Kaya makinig po kayong mabuti. Yan. So, tapos na tayo with our mole fraction. Let's move on to our molality and molarity. So, kapag sinabi po natin na molality, that is the number of moles of solute per kilogram of solvent. So, in getting the molality, we use the unit or the symbol M. So, ang symbol natin is M. That is equal to moles of solute over the mass of solvent in kilograms. So, ibig sabihin, kapag pinag-usapan natin si molality, ang kinukuha natin, ang relationship ni moles over mass. The moles over mass. Kapag naman pinag-uusapan natin si molarity, this is the number of moles per solute per liter of solution. So, kay molarity naman, ang hinahanap natin, the mole of solute over the volume of solution. So, molarity or your M is equal to moles of solute over the volume of solution. Huwag po tayong malilito kasi medyo magkatunog. Molality and molarity. But then again, molality, small m, that is the relationship of moles of solute over the mass of solvent, and molarity or the big M, that is the moles of solute over the volume of solution. So para mas madali nating maintindihan, let us apply this into a sample problem. So pakibasa nga po sample problem number 1. Ivan.
Calculate the molar concentration of a solution that contains 18 grams of sodium hydroxide in 100 ml of water.
Okay, thank you, Ivan. Ayan. So, katulad ng palagi nating sinasabi, we have the given. Write muna natin sa given. We have the mass of our sodium hydroxide, which is 18.0 grams, and the volume of water, which is 100.0 ml. So, next we have our RTF. So, to calculate for the RTF, we have here the molality of our solution. So, molal kasi. Kapag ang nakalagay molal, that is molality. Kapag nakalagay ay molar, that is molarity. Yan, huwag malilito sa formula ha. Diyan madalas nagkakamali kay molality at molarity. So, for our solution, you have for our solution, tignan natin mabuti. Sabi natin, molality is equal to the mole over the mass of your solvent. Pero sa problem natin, ang binigay sa atin ay volume ni solvent, hindi mass. So, using the density of water, which is constant with 1 gram per ml. So, 1 gram per ml, dyan tayo magde-derive ng value. So, the mass of our H2O in kilogram, iyan muna yung una mong hanapin. Ano yung mass ni water in kilogram? So, we have here 100.0 ml multiplied by 1 gram per ml. Saan nanggaling si gram per ml? The density of the water. Constant po ba si 1 gram per ml? Yes, this is a constant value for the density of water. Pag sinabi po natin na constant, it means hindi po siya nagbabago. Yan. So, sana all, hindi nagbabago. Char. So, next, dahil meron ka ng grams, you have to cancel ml, meron ka ng grams. Ang susunod mo naman na unit, ano yung pwede kong i-multiply dito or i-divide para ma-cancel si grams? Kasi ang kailangan ko ay kilograms. So, alam natin, in 1 kilogram, there is 1,000 grams. So, proceed ka lang ngayon sa multiplication. So, that will give you an answer of 0.100 kilograms. So, cancel ml, and cancel grams and grams. So, meron ka na ngayong mass of H2O in kilograms. Ang next step mo is the molar mass of your sodium hydroxide. So, para makuha si molar mass ni sodium hydroxide, babalik ka lang ulit kay periodic table. You have now the sodium is equal to 23.0 multiplied by 1. For oxygen, you have 16.0 multiplied by 1. And for hydrogen, we have 1.01 multiplied by 1. So, multiply mo yan, tapos i-add mo, that will give you an answer of 40.0 gram per mole. Nakuha mo na si molar mass, pero hindi mo pa nakukuha si mole. So for your mole, you have here the mole of your sodium hydroxide is equal to, kunin mo si mass, 18.0 grams divided by 40.0 gram per mole. So that will give you an answer of 0.450 mole. Mole pa lang yan. Pero pag binalikan mo si formula, sabi natin, molality is equal to the mole over the mass of your solvent in kilograms. So therefore, pwede ka nang mag-proceed with calculating your molality. So you have here 450 as your mole, 0.450 rather, 0.450 mole over the 0.100 kilograms. So to calculate for the molality, divide mo lang sila. The mole of your solute over the mass of your solvent. So for our final answer, the answer will be molality is equal to 4.50 mole. Molal rather. So molality is equal to 4.50 molal Or pwede rin ninyong gamitin yung unit na mole per kilogram. So, 4.50 mole per kilogram. Wala kang makakancel na unit class kasi mole per kilogram lang talaga siya.
Ma'am, pwede po magtanong.
Yes,
Ilan po
Inuj?
yung significant figures po pag kukuha po ng molar mass po?
Pag kukuha tayo ng molar mass, 3SF tayo. 3SF din.
Thank you po.
Yan. Kasi 3SF tayo dito sa kinuha natin na atomic weight. Kaya 3SF din tayo dito. Questions pa po? Nagigets po ba natin yung problem? Meron kayong hindi naintindihan or mga values na nagtataka kayo kung saan ang galing?
Ma'am,
Yes,
yung formula
Rashid.
po. Gusto ko na po ulit po makita po.
Sige po, ito po yung formula natin. Yan, so this is our formula. So we have the moles of solute over the mass of solvent, and for molarity, we have the moles of solute over the volume of solution
Thank you po,
in
ma'am.
liters. Yan. So palagi ninyong tatandaan, class, halimbawa, i-compute natin si molality, pero sa given, wala tayong mole, pero may binigay na mass. So iisip tayo ng formula, saan ko pwedeng gamitin tong mass na to para magamit ko sa problem ko. So, saan ko pwedeng gamitin yung value na to para magamit ko sa problem ko? And so on. Pero hindi, again, hindi sa lahat ng pagkakataon gagamitin natin yung value para doon sa computation natin. May mga certain situation na hindi naman sila kailangan gamitin. Bakit po hindi 4SF kasi 100.0 po? Balik tayo dito. So, bakit daw hindi 4SF tong final answer natin dito? Kasi po, tatandaan natin, ang kukunin natin ay list, yung may pinaka-mababa na significant figures. So, dito sa given natin, 18.0 at 100.0 ml, ang may pinaka-mababang significant figure ay 18.0. Dahil siya yung pinaka-mababa, siya dapat yung significant figure ng final answer natin, which is 4.50. Yes po. Huwag kayong malilito doon mga anak, yung pinakamaliit. Kailangan ninyong masanay kay significant figures. Yeah. Questions pa po? Ma'am, paano po kung 100 lang, hindi po 100.0? Eh di 1SF lang po yun. Ano po yung magiging final answer namin? So if in case halimbawa ang given dyan is 100 lamang at walang 100.0, ang magiging final answer mo is 5, not 4.50. Hindi rin 4.5. Just 5. 5 molal. Yun lang. Co-convert, i-round off mo na siya. Questions pa po? Yan. Next, let's try this one. Determine the molar
Yung ano po
concentration.
ba?
Yes,
100? One significant lang po yun.
100.
100.
Yeah, 1SF
Sige,
lang yun.
sige po.
Basta yung mga whole numbers na nagbibigay lang sila ng place value ng number, 1SF lang yun. Halimbawa, 100, 1,000, 1 million. Mga 1SF lang yun. 500, 520, 2SF lang yon, yung 5 at 2 lang. 20, 20, 1SF lang yon, yung 2 lang yung significant doon. 225, 3SF. 2,250, 3SF lang din. Yung 0 na nasa dulo, hindi siya significant. Yun. Okay po. Try natin to. Determine the molar concentration of a solution that contains 25.0 gram of potassium hydroxide in 250.0 ml of solution. So you try to answer this problem and then, ayan. So I will record this para makita ko kung sino yung mga magpa-participate. Try to answer the sample problem and then if you're done answering, mag-chat kayo dito sa public chat natin ng final answers ninyo. So, final answer lang po ang i-chat sa public chat. So, yung mga hindi po magpa-participate, malalaman natin yung mga hindi nagsosolve. I will give you 2 minutes to compute for this problem. You may start. Yan, so far, I'm receiving answers 1.78 M, 1.78, halos karamihan. Okay, 1.78. May mga nag-send din ng message, 1.8 M. Be careful with the unit ha if that is small m or the bigger m. Kasi yung hinahanap sa atin dito ay molar. It's molar. So yung meron din iba, they use small m. Yan, sige, let's answer. So for our given, ano yung given ng problem natin? Justine Soliva, ano yung given natin?
25.0 gram po at saka po yung 250.0 ml po.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Justine. So make sure kapag nagsabi tayo ng given, identify natin if they are mass or volume. So we have the mass of potassium hydroxide, which is 25.0 grams, and the volume of our solution, which is 250.0 ml. So in this problem, nakita naman ninyo, kinonvert ko na si 250.0 ml into liters. So kung nagtataka kayo bakit naging 0.250 liters, kasi 1 liter is equivalent to 1,000 ml. Kaya dinivide lang natin siya sa 1,000. Kasi according to our formula, ang kailangan natin, the volume in liters. Kaya kinonvert natin siya sa liters. So ang ating RTF, our RTF is the molarity of the concentration. So for our solution, kunin lang natin si molar mass of our potassium hydroxide. We have here potassium is equal to 39.1 multiplied by 1. And 16.0 multiplied by 1 and 1.01 multiplied by 1. That will give us an answer of 56.1 gram per mole. Next, for the mole of our potassium hydroxide, we have 25.0 grams divided by 56.1 gram per mole. Cancel grams, cancel grams. That will give us an answer of 0.446 mole. And after that, syempre we'll have molarity. So we have 0.446 mole sodium hydroxide over 0.250 liters. So for our final answer, we have 1.78 molar or M or 1.78 mole per liter. That is your final answer. So far, tama naman yung answers ng karamihan, pero with regards to the unit, yung mga gumamit ng small m, that is for molality. Si molarity, bigger m po tayo. So yung mas malaking m. Yan. So, if for example, this is a quiz, I would give 5 points sa mga nakatama kung ito ay quiz. Pero sa mga nagkamali, like sa 1.78, ang ginamit nila na unit ay M na maliit, sayang yung 5 points. Again, ang pointing system natin ay per problem. Kada problema. Yan. Questions? None? Next, last. Determine the molarity of a solution containing 2.40 grams of sodium chloride in 40.0 ml of solution. I will give you 2 minutes again to compute for this one. And then, sa public chat ulit tayo mag-chat. Ayan. Wala pang nagsasagot? Sige. Solution containing 2.40 grams. Madali lang yan. Parang katulad lang yan sa problem kanina. Tapos pala, no, may mga certain problems sa chemistry na available talaga sa internet. So, hindi ko na kayo, habang nagsosolve kayo, makinig kayo sa sinasabi ko. Ayan, so may mga certain problems na available sa internet. Pwede siyang lumabas kapag pag sinearch ninyo or tinype ninyo. Kahit pa nakunin ko yan sa book, lalabas at lalabas yan. At the same time, yung mga problems kasi sa chemistry ay hindi nilalambang. Hindi pwedeng mag-imbento si teacher ng may gantong solution, ganito yung nangyari, and so on. Hindi ko rin pwedeng basta-basta paritan yung mga values na yan, yung mga given na yan, pagdating sa sample problem for the sake lang na wala kayong makopyahan kasi sobrang technical. Lahat ng problem, ng values, ng compounds na meron sa chemistry. Pero I suggest na please lang, you have to try to answer on your own. Available nga sila sa internet, pero wag naman na ninyo i-search. Kasi tinuturo ko naman eh. So, siguro mag-search kayo kapag hindi ko itinuro yung problem and so on. Tsaka iba kasi yung computation na binibigay ng internet. May mga bata kasi na mayroong final answer tama, pero yung computation nila hindi ko tinuro. So, ibang-iba yung, may mga terms pa sila na hindi ko tinuro. So, malalaman ko, alam ko kasi kung ano yung tinuro ko at ano yung available sa internet. Kasi, before that, alam ko kung paano ko ituturo yung subject. Alam ko kung paano ko ilalatag step by step lahat ng computation. Kahit may book pa yan, I am trying my best na maipakita talaga siya step by step. Kaya kung balak mo during the midterm exam na mag-search lang, ayan. So, diyan ka nagkakamali. At even sa mga activities, masasearch mo, yes, pero makukuha mo yung final answer, yes, pero good luck na lang pagdating mo sa college or good luck na lang sa pagdating mo sa midterm and final exam kung makapasa, kung ganun yung balak gawin. Yan, so far, I'm receiving answers 1.03 M, 1.03, 1.025, or 1.03. Isa lang dapat yung final answer, walang or. Dapat isa lang. So, 1.03. Yan. So, meron ding mga nag-chat sa akin sa private chat. May mga or din yung answer. Isa lang yung final answer. Parang sa pag-ibig lang yan, dapat isa lang, walang or. Dapat, kaya nga siya final answer. Siya na at wala nang iba. Okay, so let's see. Before tayo mag-lunch, we have our given. Ano yung given natin, Jericho? Hello, Jericho? De Leon. Siguro may problema sa mic si Jericho. Giancarlo, ano yung given natin, Carlo?
Wait lang po, ma'am. Ano po? Mass of sodium chloride which is 2.40 grams, saka po volume of the solution which is 40.0 ml po.
Okay, very good, Carlo. So we have the mass of our sodium chloride and the volume of our solution. Next, ang hinahanap natin is the molarity of our solution. So for our solution, you have to get first the molar mass of sodium chloride. In this case, class, wala na tayong convert na wala tayong kinonvert na ml to kilograms kasi molarity tayo. Ang kinonvert lang natin ml to liters. So during the conversion, nakuha natin sa 0.0400 liters. And then we have here 23.0 multiplied by 1, we have 23.0, and 35.5 multiplied by 1, we have 35.5. That will give us an answer of 58.5 gram per mole for our sodium chloride. And the mole of sodium chloride, we have 2.40 grams over 58.5 gram per mole. Cancel grams, that will give us an answer of 0.0410 mole. So for our molarity, we'll have 0.0410 mole over 0.0400 liters. So for our final answer, we'll have 1.03 molar. That's for molarity. Or 1.03 or 1.03 mole per liter. Questions? Nagigets? Mas madali to versus kay mole fraction. Pero hindi naman ganun kahirap din. Si mole fraction kasi, medyo mahaba lang yung solution. Kaya nahihirapan kayo. Medyo mahaba lang yung solution na kailangan ninyong pagdaanan. Pero kapag na-master nyo na si mole fraction, madali lang yun. Yeah. Questions? Meron kang naguguluhan? Thumbs up nga dyan kung sunod ka pa or kung nagugutom ka na sa topic, sad face. Talaga naman, ang daming nagugutom. Yan, nakakagutom. So, dahil nakakagutom ang topic natin ngayon, kumain kayo ng madami for the lunch dahil mas marami pang nakakagutom na computations. Yan, so mamaya po ulit para ma-practice. Yeah. So, kumain kayo ng mabuti ngayong tanghalian dahil yung susunod na topic natin ay computation pa din, solution pa din, stoichiometry, pero mas ibang level naman to. Mas ibang level of computation. Kaya busogin ang sarili, uminom ng maraming tubig, at mag-ipon ng energy para sa susunod natin na discussion. So, kung wala na pong tanong, sana masarap ang ulam natin lahat para sa tanghalian. See you again mamayang alauna.